Um, this is Shalimar from the Great Millstone Atlantic Camp. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, the Great Millstone. They teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And just want to go into this article real quick. And this is the end of the AmericanDream.com. This article is dated March 2nd, which was a couple of weeks ago. But it has some really good information in here as far as the minds of the people, and also world leaders and what's actually going on right now as far as war, because the news is not going to let you know exactly what's going on. As a matter of fact, when you turn on the news, you don't hear the updates of the war in Israel. You don't hear the updates of the war in Ukraine. You hear about peace talks because they want you to be set on that peace and safety, so that the world can continue, so that people can continue with their normal lives, and no one is ready for what's about to happen. Because everybody, when you read the scriptures, it says, everything says suddenly, suddenly, suddenly. Why does it say suddenly? Because no one is warned. It's just going to happen all of a sudden. But it says, will the predetermined failure of a globalist peace plan be used as justification for European nations to enter the war with Russia? So, of course, the UK, they're ready to go in Ukraine and help, because Ukraine is a very important piece to this United Nations puzzle, and it's actually Russia's territory. Russia, they broke off from Russia back years ago, and the agreement was not to join NATO, and now they're trying to join NATO, and Russia's like, okay, so I'm gonna have to take back the land. So both parties, both sides are being stubborn. Russia's sticking to what he said, and the UK is sticking to what they're saying, and the United States is just kind of like just trying to tell everybody what need to be done. So Trump actually stopped the weapons from going into Ukraine because he's trying to talk peace with Russia. Trump kind of knows what's going on. He mentioned recently that this is the end of the world. Apparently he sees the way this man is. He doesn't really have a filter. He's kind of like raw and direct. That's why a lot of people don't like him. But I mean, he's right. This is the end of the world, and no one is even like preparing their minds, because really we're supposed to be prepared in the spirit. It says, why does every step forward seems to bring us even closer to an apocalypse showdown with Russia? Now we are being told that the UK, France, and other European nations will be working with Ukraine to develop a plan to stop the fighting. We aren't being given specific details about the plan yet, but there are two things that we do know. First of all, it will involve European troops on Ukrainian soil. You already know, as soon as that happens, it's for sure World War III. For sure World War III. And all of those troops are going to be gathered into, not exactly on Ukrainian soil, but in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia. All right. What else? It says, in fact, the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is already telling us that the British are ready to put boots on the ground. Secondly, the plan will almost certainly require the Russians to give back large portions of territory that they have conquered. Of course, the Russians have already clearly stated that they will never accept European troops on Ukrainian soil, and that no territory that Russia is currently holding will be returned. Yeah, both sides are standing on business. That's why it's going to happen. So you can't really, no matter how you look at it, you can't stop this from happening. No one can stop this from happening. Even if they say it's going to be a time of peace and safety, it's still going to be sudden destruction. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get that in First Thessalonians chapter 5. But first, let me get this, because I pulled this up. Jeez, man. This is Isaiah 46. It says, verse 9, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So yeah, of course, this is a pledge of the Lord to bring this current world to an end and bring the kingdom of heaven. That's all it's about. Now, when it talks about the things declared from the beginning, now look, Ezekiel 38 was written thousands of years ago. And when you read, let's go to verse 3. It says, verse 4. Of course, well, let's go to verse 3. And it says, and say, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. So Gog, the land of Gog, is what Russia is now. It's not talking about the people that was over there. It's talking about the land. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So this was declared from the beginning, or what we will say from the beginning, because this was a long time ago when this was written. So in that land, the prince of that land, which is now Vladimir Putin, he is turning back to the USSR, as I guess I can say that. And he has the right to invade Ukraine. But on the other side, the UN has a right to defend Ukraine if Ukraine don't want to be invaded. So that's why I said it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Let's go down to verse 10. It says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And what is an evil thought? Like, this man has had it with the West and the UK and NATO. He's ready to not only go out fighting, but he's ready to shoot every missile in his arsenal on the United States. All right. So yeah, these are things that was declared from a long time ago. That's actually getting ready to take place now. Should I say taking place now? Let's go back to the article. It says, where did I end at? It says, in this case, the Russians have all the leverage because their troops are steadily moving forward. The bottom line is that the globalists know that there is zero chance that the Russians will agree to the peace plan that they are working on. So why put forward a plan at all? I mean, they just need to get ready for war, but of course, the scriptures, like I said, prophecy has to take place. It's going to be a time of peace and safety, and then sudden destruction. Let's get that. And Salakia for my sniffing and congestion. I'm kind of, the weather's taking a toll on me. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 4. Verse 3, It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travaileth upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, once this thing really kick off and people understand that we are in World War III, everywhere, it's going to be chaos everywhere. Even prior to that time, it's going to be civil wars over here in America because this place is divided. We're on the brink of war everywhere. And people not even like, you still have people out there partying. You know, of course, we're going to mix in with the world, but our mind and our spirit is set on the kingdom because that's what's supposed to happen next. We're not going to see another 20, 10, 15 years over here in this place. Of course, the Lord can do, whatever he want. We could actually be here for another. He could put it off. But the way things are looking now, because it says when they see, let me get it, when you see parts of the times past, that's 2nd Ezra 9:1. It says, I'm going to start from the top, verse 1. It says, he answered me and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, and there was just a pretty big earthquake in Mexico. I think it was this morning or last night. And not only that, another sign is the blood moon and eclipses. We had a major eclipse last year around this time. People forgetting about that. And then fast forward a year later, we had a blood moon eclipse 2 days ago. Actually, it was yesterday morning. So these things are, the signs are in the heavens. The signs are in the heavens. The media is trying to hide what's about to happen. You have an outspoken president that's telling you how it is. He said this is the end of the world. But guess what? All people still, they still don't want to listen. They still, when we out prophesying, they can't, which we're going to be doing today, Lord's willing. They just going to walk past. They're going to walk past. What was I about to get? Back to Ezekiel. Verse 7 and chapter 7 and verse 10. No, I'm sorry. Verse 14. It says, they have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none go into the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. But yeah, all of these things about to happen. And then, people's minds are still stuck in that America's going to continue for the next 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. You don't see the government making 100-year plans. They're making plans to get things in order now because they're not going to have it's not going to be a future. And they really believe that. Like the people that are higher up, they know that this destruction is going to really, now they think that they're going to continue to be in power and they're going to be able to rebuild. What did the Lord say? He said, when he was talking about Edom, he said, they shall rebuild, but I will throw down, roughly paraphrasing. Yeah, that's just the pride of Esau. Esau think that his kingdom is going to continue forever, but nope. That's not, thus said the Lord. The Lord is going to bring the kingdom of heaven, but prior to that, he's going to completely destroy this current kingdom, starting with United States of America. And then once the kingdom is established, the other nations are going to be put in order. That's just how it's going to happen. And Israel is going to rule forever. Talks about that in throughout the Bible. It perfectly describes it in Daniel chapter 7. All right, let me see if there's some more on this article I wanted to bring out. All right, ultimately, I think that European leaders want to convince their populations that they did all that they could before sending their own troops to die in eastern Ukraine. Actually, their troops are going to die in the Valley of Decision. It says they know that this peace plan is not going to work. They simply want to justify what they are about to do. And that's really been the whole thing. You know, they know that Russia, United States knew that Russia wasn't going to let up. That's why they started sending, weapons over there. And, that's a war right there. Really, World War III already began. It just haven't, the intents of it it's not as intense as it's going to get. And it's going to end with nuclear fire. Mostly that fire is going to destroy America. All right. That was pretty much the point. People's minds are not centered around the destructions to come, but you have people that's high up. They know exactly what's going on. So I pray that this was edifying. I want to once again give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwidash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. Shalom.